Gary, let's kick things off because there is a slight theme to today's show, which is talking about levels to identify, to get a sense of whether markets are starting to turn around or whether they're buying opportunities starting to emerge. We've got the Nasdaq as the first chart off the top here. Would you like to run us through that?
Yeah, so look, I've been pretty bearish the Nasdaq and growth stocks there for, I guess majority of this year. But we are sort of approaching, sort of some key levels there. So really, my view all along has really been for, growth to get crunched here, but not to be as sort of not to be the same sort of size or scale as we saw in 2000, 2002. I think this will just sort of come back near the old high around 2020. So it's around about 10,000 on the Nasdaq. So look, we're getting sort of within distance now, so touching distance. So also just a couple of timings there in terms of these midterm years. As well, just sort of a couple of cycles this year, just sort of suggest sort of around that end of June, early July, and then also in mid-October, that's our sort of two key timings for a low. So it's really bang on schedule here. We're pretty close here, so I think we go a little bit lower here on the Nasdaq. I know a few people are talking about seeing a washout or something capitulation there. I'm not sure we're going to see that, but I do think that old high will be a bit of a magnet for the market here. I just think we're going to at least get back to there. Can potentially overshoot there, but at this stage I think the Nasdaq is definitely heading towards 10,000 there, and that's the first support zone that I can see here. So even the volumes last night, even though we had a bit of a wild night there, the volumes weren't that high on that little bounce there. So the one thing that we haven't seen too much so far is haven't seen any high conviction, high volume on these up days recently. That last rally was so light there, even last night when it's only early here, but we definitely want to see some some volume in the buying here. We just haven't seen that yet, so I think lower levels are likely here, but not that much further to go really in terms of where I think our target zone might be.